government to save them. We're live with the grassroots efforts to collect and deliver supplies.
Oh my God, this is a nightmare.
A Lahaina couple recounts their terrifying escape from an inferno.
I thought we were gonna die.
Also tonight, as cell phones begin to work again in West Maui, the county urges everyone to share the bandwidth.
Please have your boarding passes and IDs ready.
Meantime, the exodus continues with huge crowds of people funneling through Maui's main airport. And we start with that breaking news tonight and another setback for the already exhausted and frustrated people of Lahaina. Their chance to return home is on hold.
Just about an hour ago, Maui police closed the road to Lahaina in both directions, saying that unauthorized people were entering the fire-ravaged town. Now, this comes as the death toll climbed for a third straight day to 67 lives lost. All three fires on Maui are still active tonight, with the Lahaina fire now at 85% containment. There are still power outages in West Maui. Cell service is slowly being restored, but everyone is asked to stick to texting if possible to share the limited bandwidth. 6 shelters are open across the island to help open more housing for evacuees. Honolulu's mayor says the city is suspending Oahu's 30-day minimum for short-term vacation rentals.
This new map shows a damage assessment based on Red Cross data and artificial intelligence from Microsoft. It says more than 2,800 buildings were impacted by the Lahaina fire, all marked here by various shades of red. The AI tool says about 1,200 buildings were more than 80% damaged. We have team coverage tonight as we track the ever-changing situation on the ground in West Maui. Our Chelsea Davis joins us live from that long line of vehicles waiting to get back into Lahaina. Chelsea?
Yeah, Ke'ahi, Steph, I'm hearing reports of unrest in West Maui, and that is why Maui police made that abrupt decision to immediately shut down the highway going into Lahaina in both directions. Now, they allowed access into West Side residents and visitors around noon today, and then at 4, or just before 4, around 3:30, they put out a notice saying that they are getting reports of people going into the unauthorized area, the restricted areas that were blocked off to try to preserve that historic town of Lahaina, because first responders are still doing recovery efforts. They're still searching for survivors, so they didn't want anyone in that secured area. They wanted visitors to go to their homes, to grab their belongings and perhaps leave, or allow the residents to go and see their homes, say goodbye, whatever they wanted to do. But there was an area that was blocked off, and they said that several people were just blatantly disregarding that, and that is what led to the decision to abruptly shut down the west side for everyone. And I have been seeing more than a dozen police officers as well as ambulances flying out there, racing out to the west side. So like I said, there are reports of some unrest. We are trying to get confirmation on that. We do have phone calls out to county officials, and we are working to confirm that. But definitely, from what I can see on the ground, there is definitely a situation that needs emergency assistance out on the west side. Now, earlier we talked to some residents who were trying to get to their homes. This is what they had to say.
Scary. We heard explosions. We didn't know what was going on. Some young boy on his dirt bike was going around telling us, "Auntie, you gotta leave. The fire is right behind the house." So that's when we just packed up whatever we had, our dogs, and just took off to the Civic Center, and we could hear explosions. Just boom, boom. Scary.
We're strong. We're strong people. We're going to be okay. That's what's important, is that we're all sticking together. People are asking me if I want to fly somewhere, and why would I leave? This is my home. And these are my people, and this is where I need to be.
Back out here live in Waikapu, obviously a very ongoing, developing situation. We are working to learn more from county officials, and as soon as I learn more, we'll definitely bring that to you on air and online. Ke'ahi, Steph, back to you.
Thank you so much, Chelsea. Well, the line to get into Lahaina includes some vehicles loaded with donations.
Our Lynn Kawano has more on the relief effort in West Maui.
This is the last checkpoint along Honoapi'ilani Highway before you get to Lahaina. It's where many of the donors lined up before going into Lahaina.
We're getting snacks more. We got wipes. We have peanut butter.
Paulina Marion helped organize a drive to bring essentials to residents still in the disaster zone. The group walked the ruined neighborhoods with a cart distributing items. The Lahaina Gateway parking lot has also become a donation center. Dozens of Maui residents answered the call, packing up trucks to bring supplies to those still without power, cell service. Some have had no fresh water or food for days.
We're just trying to help as many people as we can. We're just trying to get over to Lahaina and drop this stuff off.
Better access to the area means more large donations will get to those in need. I'm Lynn Kawano, Hawaii News Now.
We don't know when exactly residents will be let back in, but the State Health Department, meantime, is reminding of health and safety hazards when they do re-enter Lahaina. Officials urge to wear a tight-fitting respirator mask, goggles, gloves, and closed-toed shoes. They say children should be kept away, and they also advise to change your clothes and shower before being in contact with immunocompromised groups.
Maui County has also issued an unsafe water advisory for areas affected by the fires. Officials say the water system lost pressure as structures were destroyed, potentially causing harmful contaminants to enter the system, and you could get sick from the tap water. As a precaution, residents should use bottled water for drinking, brushing teeth, making ice, and preparing food. Hawaii's Attorney General Ann Lopez wants answers on how government officials are dealing with this natural disaster. Her office says it's launching a comprehensive review of critical decision-making and policies before, during, and after the wildfires on Maui and the Big Island. The statement did not provide a timeline, but said the results will be shared with the public. This comes as the Associated Press reports that no warning sirens went off as the fires ripped through West Maui.
There were mobile phone, television, and radio alerts, but by then there were widespread power and cellular outages.
I always want more warnings. I always want more protection for people, but this is the first time in an era of changed climate that we've ever seen this. Now we are better aware, but our hearts are broken for anyone who didn't get a warning.
These comments come 5 years after flames sparked on Maui during Hurricane Lane, destroying multiple homes and vehicles. This video from 2018 shows the devastation left behind back then, and Maui Mayor Richard Bisson addressed questions about sirens in yesterday's press conference.
So everything happened so quickly. I can't comment on whether or not the sirens sounded or not, but I know that the fires came up so quickly and they spread so fast.
We've reached out to the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency about the Attorney General's pending investigation, and we are still awaiting a response.
Hectic moments here. People who survived the fires are starting to release more videos of those harrowing moments when the flames spread in Lahaina. This video shows Jonah Grace Tombach and her family crowded together up against the shoreline, covering their faces as the fire rages right behind them.
And these were the terrifying moments Tuesday night at Lahaina Harbor. People trying to stay afloat in rough waters after jumping into the water to escape the flames. The Coast Guard rescued more than a dozen people from the ocean. A Lahaina couple is recounting their frightening escape from the burning town.
Our Mahel Annie Richardson joins us with their dramatic video. Mahel.
Well, Keahi and Steph, Jill and Mike Perkins say the Lahaina fire started just behind their Mill Street home around 3:30 on Tuesday, and they had no notice to evacuate. They jumped in their car with just their pets and a few items. They watched their house burn down as they desperately tried to escape on Honoapi'ilani Highway.
Oh, that's the tree, the monkey butt tree. Next to our house.
Just burn right by it and keep going.
Oh my God.
I thought we were gonna die. I said, oh my God, this can't be happening right now. Things are hitting our car, like branches and embers were hitting our car. A live wire hit our car, burned our car.
We had a live power line hit the top of our car.
The Perkins say traffic was at a standstill because the live power lines were across Honoapi'ilani Highway. Then Hawaiian Electric crews put down plywood over the lines and they drove over it, one car at a time. Now the Perkins made it to Kahului in 2.5 hours and are now staying in a hotel in Wailea. They say they are determined to rebuild and help their community come back. I'm Mahealani Richardson, Hawaii News Now.
And the winds are backing down as we go into the next couple of days. That area of high pressure and also Dora responsible for the strong winds right over the island. Now we're on the backside of that and you can see it's over the west. We are going to be seeing much slower winds on the way, and then you can see at its closest approach, Dora was about 500 miles to the south of us, and we're not seeing a whole lot on the radar tonight, but more showers could be trickling in, especially Sunday into Monday, maybe a few more showers into next week. Leeward Maui, 83 degrees right now. We'll get to 77 degrees at 8 o'clock and notice limited rain into the nighttime hours. We do have about a 10% chance, but very warm afternoon highs, and we will be seeing breezy conditions as well. I'll take a closer look at your First Alert 7-day forecast coming up soon.
Thank you so much, Jen. The mass exodus of tourists on Maui continues. An up-close look at the process of moving them off the island.
Hey Jess, are we at the... Oh. Thanks, Jess. I literally picked